gentlemen, boys and girls, we're back down here, Porchville. How you doing? Hell yeah! Ow! Well, we know by the sounds that are occurring around me, we know that we've got Matt and Joe in the house.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Matt.
What's up, man?
Hi.
This is a weird thing. PorchvillePod.com, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Find us on all those spots. Make sure you subscribe to wherever you listen. Make sure you subscribe to us wherever you listen to your podcasts. And if you got an email you want to send us, porchmail@porchvillepod.com. Now that all that is out of the way, it's daylight, so it's a little weird. We're a little bit reined in, I feel.
I feel like a fucking vampire. I'm ready to crawl back into my coffin. This is too bright out.
So
I don't like being able to see you.
it is kind of weird.
Yeah.
I like it better with the lights off.
Yeah.
Where you're concerned as well. We're here with a very special guest today, Tigh. Tigh, you got to pronounce this for me.
Tigh
Appiah.
That's right. Yep.
Tigh Appiah.
I like the way you just said that. I was like, it felt pleasant.
It was very pleasant to the ear. Tigh
That's right.
Appiah.
Absolutely.
All right.
You can just call me Tigh.
So just calling you Tigh. I'm going to turn you up here a little bit, Tigh. You're a little quiet there. Oh, that's Matt. That's probably why you keep sounding louder and louder. Forgive me.
It's fair to just tell me to shut up.
Oh, well,
that's what most people usually
I
do.
will. But everybody calls you Tigh.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So everybody that is probably listening to this episode, they came here to listen to this for a very special reason. We all know why that is.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's because Joe's here.
It's because Joe's here.
Absolutely because of Joe.
There's been some stuff going on with you and is it the Gainesville City Commission? Is that right?
That's right. Yep.
That's right. All right, we're gonna talk about that later, but let's get back now. Tigh.
Come on.
Well, I'm trying to get the.
Or you could see it like a Tigh, air you breathe, letter E.
Now, where is that from?
It's Swahili.
Swahili. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's all. Now, are you from Gainesville?
No, I'm not from Gainesville. I'm originally from New York.
Yeah, New York. How did you get from New York? What part of New York?
I lived part of my life in Brooklyn, and another part I lived in Spring Valley, Nanuet, New York.
Awesome.
About 30 minutes upstate.
Oh, when did you come down here?
I came here about 9 months ago.
Really?
About May last year.
Well, that's a change.
Big change.
Are you
Big
a New
change.
York Yankees fan?
No, I'm not.
Oh shit!
That is too bad. That is too bad.
Man,
No, I'm not.
are you a baseball fan at all?
No, I only watch boxing.
Only box.
That's cool.
Okay, I can live with that.
That's what's up.
Joe is the New York Yankees fan. So
I'm pretty into it.
He's probably a little hurt right now.
Boxing. There is a wonderful boxing club here in Gainesville called Gladden Boxing. I don't know if you.
I've been there.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome, dude. I do not box, but I've taken my son there the past 3 years. And
The Hammer.
Yeah, and I love it. They Coach Milk over there. They whip these kids into shape, man.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, they have a great workout regimen. They really train really hard.
What brought you to Gainesville of all places? You grew up in New York. Who says at one point, I'm gonna move to Gainesville.
Well, my wife wanted to. Well, she wanted to move near the beach, but somehow we ended up in Gainesville.
Great plan.
That's a fail right there. You missed.
Yeah.
You were so close. You were almost there.
But I was over here. I was looking for jobs, just trying to get my foot in the door in Florida. And I said, maybe I'll get in Florida, and then maybe I'll be able to move. But now that I'm here, I'm liking it, and I see, I see opportunity here. So I definitely I'm liking it.
It's a great town.
It is.
It really is. I mean, I've been here 20 years, and I came here, and I just never left. Fell in love with the place. I'm actually from up north originally.
What part?
Flint, Michigan.
Oh, really?
The drinking water capital of the U.S.
That's how I know it. Yeah.
Exactly. That's how everybody knows it nowadays.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh, hey, you're from Flint? Yeah, great. Do you have, like, 3 belly buttons or what? What's the matter with you?
No, but I glow in the dark.
So, no, none of that. But, when the first time I came to Gainesville, I driving through the campus area, I was like, oh, this reminds me of being up north, the trees and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So I did. I just never left. I started a band with this guy here, and
we became internationally known rock super. No, we didn't.
No. Well, technically, the name Hollow Days is known internationally. It's
is it?
I mean, well, there's another band called Hollow Days.
They suck.
Well, they
so
suck,
hard.
but I'm just saying the name.
All right.
Technically,
it is on the World Wide Web.
It is.
Which, hey,
it is.
It's worldwide.
Worldwide, baby.
I did go on the Wikipedia page at one point, and bands from Gainesville. I did put us in there. Some asshole removed it though. I'm not sure. I'm not sure who, but somebody removed it.
How dare they?
So
probably some nice guys.
Probably really nice guys. We're not divulging that secret.
Yeah.
So so you came to Gainesville, and you're a nurse.
Yeah.
So you moved to Gainesville, Florida.
Originally for a job offer.
The beginning of a pandemic in 2020.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
For me in my job?
Yeah, for the whole.
How did you feel? Because it's like, oh crap, this worldwide pandemic. It seems to attack old people. I'm gonna move to Florida, work in nursing.
Yeah.
How did? What was going on
when
upstairs?
You put it that way, maybe I should be more. No, but I was never really super fearful or anything like that. I've never really been that person. Been in I think much worse situations in my life than this virus. Mm-hmm. So I never was really particularly fearful. But now that you put it that way, I'm like, I should have been a little more fearful.
Well, let's talk. Let's talk about these other situations. Now you are an Air Force veteran. Is that right?
Yep.
Has that put you in a lot of those situations you're talking about?
No, actually, no. Just my life, my choices kind of put me in bad situations, and I had to learn from them.
I feel like that's like a teaser on a movie trailer, and now I want the movie.
He made bad choices, and now he's fixing them.
In Gainesville, Florida.
Stay tuned, fall 2021. No, that's awesome though. But that's the point. You learn from your mistakes, and you make some changes, and now here you are in Gainesville.
Hanging out with us, another mistake.
I was about to say, it's like, man, that sounds like a lot of the mistakes I've made.
And you've ended up at the same destination. Something. There's something to it. I'll tell you that.
So you're in nursing. How were you called to do that? Because that seems like something that, and correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't sound like something that somebody goes into like for the money. You've got to have something inside where you want to help people. Yeah. Am I right on that? Or
yes, I definitely wanted to help people, but I always wanted to. Originally, I was in the military and I was in TACP. It's like the Tactical Air Control Party. But at some point, I was in there and they wouldn't really deploy or anything like that. And I was starting to think already after all my training, I'm thinking, what am I going to do after this? At first when I left high school, I figured this is the perfect job because all I wanted to do when I was in high school is fight, get into trouble, work out. I'm like, this is perfect. Should go to the military.
Right.
But then when I was actually in there, I was thinking, man, what am I going to do after this? What's my life going to be like? Well, I have to start looking at other jobs when I get out. Mm-hmm. So I've definitely wanted to always help people. Looked at medic jobs, retrained into a medical career field, and then from there, after getting out of the military, I went into nursing. So it was kind of just like that.
Yeah,
well,
that's awesome.
That's really cool.
I couldn't do it. I'm one of those guys that, like, man, the sight of blood, I'm like, whoa, what that? No, can't do that. So do you? Sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second. I got.
It is like it's at night.
It really is. So I'm still trying to figure out my prescriptions that I've been taking. I've been telling everybody about that. I've had some pretty terrible back pains for the past month or so, and I'm on all these prescriptions, and I'm experimenting to see which ones actually make me stop feeling pain. So
he needs you from the nursing home to get the good stuff. Bring that here. Let's start seeing what's good.
No, I worked at a nursing home when I was 18, and
What'd you do there?
I worked in the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
Specifically the dishes, which was fantastic, and
That does
can't
not
tell if
sound
he's serious or
fantastic.
there was
I love washing dishes.
the highlight of
My wife's gonna be happy to hear that. You can come over anytime. We got a pile for you.
I'm gonna clip that part where you said I love washing dishes and send it to your wife. She'll love that. The highlight of my career at the nursing home though was there was a hurricane coming through, and they asked me to take out the trash. Now this was the very beginning of the hurricane. Where you get the light 60 to 70 mile an hour winds, not really ramped up yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I went outside, took the trash out, and I threw it. I opened up the gates, and I threw the trash into the dumpster. And as I'm about to turn around, the gate, which is propelled by the wind, the hurricane force winds,
I think I know where this is going.
smashes me into the head.
Oh my gosh.
And I crumble into a pile of nothing in the parking lot, and nobody came and found me. I was there for 20-30 minutes. I was in a little bit of pain.
Were you crying?
I did not cry, but I did manage to finally get up after sitting there, for a little bit. I made my way into the HR office, and I said, I think I need to go home. I was just struck with a metal rod in the head at 70 miles an hour.
Did you say it like that?
No, I think I think I was.
Oh my God! Yeah. Somebody call my mom.
So they asked me to, they said, "Oh yeah, we understand. You just finish up. It's almost quitting time, so just finish up what you're doing." It's like,
Oh my god.
I don't think this is the place for me. And then I moved to Gainesville about 2 weeks after that. So.
Yeah, I have never worked in a nursing home, but I don't know if I could. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I could, because I really do enjoy conversing and learning from people with more experience than I. But changing out diapers and all that. I mean, it has to be done. Respect to those who do it, but I don't know if that's.
I had a great time doing it and like, not changing the diapers, but
You had a great time.
and I didn't have to do any of that. I was in the kitchen. I honestly, I did. I had a great time learning and talking to some of the people. Because there's a lot of wisdom and a lot of history that those folks can.
That's
can
one of
tell
my
you.
favorite parts, actually.
And it was amazing. It was so sad, though. And then there was people that would steal the forks off the table, and it would drive me nuts, and I'd have to go replace the forks all the time. So there was good and bad, but
Was there like a fork underground scene going on?
I think
at the nursing home?
there must have been. There was a lady who was obsessed with the forks, so I would put the forks out, and she would come through and steal them all, and we'd find like hundreds of forks.
That sounds typical.
See? He knows what I'm talking about.
That's actually pretty hot right now on the black market.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, nursing home forks.
Nursing home, specifically nursing home.
It has to be.
So-
Otherwise, they're
Just
not
the
really worth anything.
When you found all the forks, did you go, "Hey, Nancy, what the fork is this?"
That was.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
That is only a joke that was able to be made because it's daylight out. You never would have made that joke after a couple beers. You would realize the errors of your ways. Jesus.
The only reason that joke was funny is because it was so horrible.
Yeah. It's like it's dad joke. Dad joke
I didn't
101.
know, yeah.
It was fork and horrible.
Yeah. Didn't yet. You're gonna follow it up.
Oh boy.
So.
Boy.
Oh.
All right, politics. What? But how did you get into it? Because I read a little bit about how you decided kind of late on to throw your name in the ring. Like, and I respect that because while I follow politics, I'm interested in local issues and state and national issues. Like the concept of I'm going to get off my butt and make a positive change and do something about it. How did that happen for you?
I have to go for a little bit far back.
Excellent. We got the time.
Great forking question. Great forking question, Joseph.
So I grew up like hard leftist, liberal, in a Democratic household. Everybody
in New
around
York?
me.
What?
Yeah,
no.
right.
No. Come on.
No way. Yeah, I grew up like that, and when I went to Colorado Springs, I lived in Colorado Springs. Beautiful place.
What took you to
Very
Colorado
beautiful
Springs?
place. I've been there.
What was that?
What took you to Colorado Springs?
Oh, my wife was she was still in the military at this time, so she was stationed at Peterson Air Force Base.
Did you meet your wife in the military?
I did.
Yeah,
I met
both
her.
in the Air Force.
Yeah, I met her in Texas, and then we got married in England.
England,
Yeah.
man, that's a great destination to get married, and you're gonna make the rest of us look bad. I got married in Cross Creek out here. It was a borrowed church or something. Anyway, England. Now I gotta compete with that. So you got married in England.
Yeah. So, but I lived in Colorado Springs, and I got out the military, and I was wondering, okay, what am I gonna do with my life? I have no idea where to start. I had a bunch of ideas. Didn't really go great. I had no job.
How long were you in the military for?
About 4 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you joined up when you were 18?
I think 19.
18, 19. So 20, 21, 22, you're getting out. You're ready to take on the world.
Yeah.
What kind of ideas did you have?
Well, first I was doing web development.
Didn't work out?
No,
damn it,
didn't work out. Pretty
because
hard.
we need a website, man. So just saying.
Clue.
Right?
Yeah, I was doing web development and didn't work out really hard. Then I was like, I don't know if I really want to do this.
Yeah.
Still, I wasn't 100% sure. And we were about to leave England, coming to England to go to Colorado. And when I was in Colorado, I was in an Airbnb. And I had been in Airbnbs in Europe for many, many times. And I was like, wow, this is kind of cool. It's like a cool idea. But I never thought about doing it myself until I had a bad experience in Colorado Springs. Mm-hmm. Had a terrible experience there. I was alert. I had no money, and the place was like $10 a night. So I was like, all right, this is all right place.
And you thought that was a good idea.
Yeah.
$10 a night.
Because I'm going in the woods. I'm spending my $10 on a sleeping bag. That's what I'm doing.
I did regret it.
Now, why was that?
Well, I'm allergic to dogs.
Okay.
And cats.
Okay.
Even though I like them, but can't really be around them. And the owner would always open the door, up my bedroom door, to let the dog come in and be all in the bed and everything like that.
So for $10 a night, you got to share your bed
with her dog.
Yeah,
it was great.
Okay. Now you were single at this point?
No, I'm with my wife.
Okay. Was your wife with you?
My wife is
for $10 a night. You, your wife, and the dog.
And the dog and my kids. And we're in one room.
How many kids do you got?
At this time, I had 2 kids.
2. Okay.
So we're all in this one room, this cramped little room, and it was terrible.
I'm starting to understand what you were talking about the bad decisions. Go ahead,
dude. I'm out of here. Walmart's 24/7. We're gonna go sleep on aisle 9.
Yes, I had no job. I didn't have any money, and I just felt terrible because I felt I needed to be the provider for my family, and I'm like, gosh, this is terrible. And every morning I would try to look for a job, but I would also had to have a lint roller on me at all times. Just right, and I'll come out the front door, and I just had to lint roll my entire body before I went to go on these job interviews. And I was working at Frito-Lay, for $16.76 an hour. I remember, and it was terrible. I was working insane
all the chili
amount
cheese
of hours.
Fritos you can eat.
Yeah. So I'll
take that deal.
I was working crazy amount of hours, and I was thinking something has got to give. I was working so much I didn't see my kids or anything like that.
That's the worst, man. I did that for 10 years with my 2 kids. Working nights, overnights, working 40 to 60 hours a week. And and it was so crazy because I did it for so long that when I finally started working a normal 9 to 5, I was like, wow, I'm home every night, like get to see them actually and interact with them. Like, this is wild. Because I only had like 3 days a week that I could actually interact with my kids. The rest of them, it was, they were asleep when I left and they were asleep when I got home.
Exactly.
And that's the worst. It really is. So
it really is.
I respect though getting out there and hustling and getting it done though. We got to do what we got to do.
Yeah, yeah. So I was working that, doing it every day, working overtime, and I was just thinking something's got to give. I don't know what it is, but I got to do something different. And I always thought about that bad experience at the Airbnb.
Yeah.
Because it got worse. Oh, it got worse.
How long were you there?
I was there, I think, about 2 or 3 months.
Couldn't have been that bad.
Jesus.
Right?
Well, I had no money, so I really didn't have much of an option. I was like $10 a night. If I go to a hotel, it's going to be $40 or $50 a night. I'm going to run out of my money much quicker.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of just had to deal with it. Swollen eyes from the allergies.
Oh my gosh!
Every day. So I always looked.
Was this a large dog? Because I'm picturing like a 90-pound like wolf sheep dog kind of thing. That's what I'm picturing.
I believe it was a German Sheppard.
Okay, so kind of the same.
Yeah,
but
yeah. And it was always awkward being at these job interviews because I look like I'm just stoned out of my mind. Just red eyes.
Covered in hair.
Bad decisions.
Oh, yeah.
Why are you so hairy?
All right.
So, something had to change.
Yeah, so I was thinking about, I was like, I could have done way better than that host. I was like, I could do much better than that. Mm-hmm. All right, well, how do I get there? And I started writing the plan, and when I was in the back of the on my my lunch hours at Frito-Lay in the back of the Walmart, writing down the plan. All right, this is what I'm gonna do.
Yep.
I'm gonna make it better than hers. I'm gonna get these Airbnbs, but first I gotta get a house. How am I gonna get a house? All right,
okay,
this is what I'm gonna do. And so I was like, I bought a house, and then I ended up just doing the same thing, where I'm sleeping in one room and my kids are all in this one room, and then we rent out the other room until we got enough money to leave, basically. Right. That's basically what we did. And I Airbnb'd that house, and then I started making, really good money for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Kept studied for my nursing license, got the nursing license, got a pay raise, and then I started moving on from there, get another house, stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
And when I was doing that, there was a city ordinance coming down shortly after, well, not much shortly, maybe a year or two after in Colorado Springs, where they wanted to basically increase the taxes on Airbnbs, and then they wanted to tell you what you can do in regards to, say you wanted to come to my house and sleep in the backyard for $5 a night, $10 a night, or you wanted to sleep in my car for $10. They're like, no, you can't do that. So then I started asking questions like, why is the government in my life?
Why
like this?
Can't I do what the hell I want to do?
With
Exactly.
my own property.
If it's mutual and the other guy's like, yeah, man, I want to stay in your car. That's cool with me. Then why not?
Yeah.
If it's between us. So now I started asking questions. I was like, man, I got to go to this city hall meeting, the commissioner meeting, right?
Yeah.
And I have to express my opinion on this. And at the time, like I said, I was very liberal, Democrat. I wasn't a Democrat. I was just liberal. Let's say that. Mm-hmm. I sometimes use the words interchangeably, but I go there and I express my, my concern about these taxes raising up. Basically insinuated too that you're just doing it for big business because the big business can afford these taxes.
Of course they do.
They have 100+ rooms. I have like 2 rooms, 3 rooms in my house, and you want us to pay the same taxes?
Right.
I was like, you're gonna crush small businesses. And when I said all that, they didn't give a crap. But after, there was a bunch of Republicans that came up to me and they were like, man, yeah, we totally agree with you. Government always in our shit. And I'm like, what?
How the hell did I end up on this side?
Yeah. That's exactly what happened. I was like, wait, you care about this? Yeah. It's like, yeah, man, screw these guys. I don't know why they think they could tell us what to do.
Right.
So then I was like the seed. It was like a seed for me, and I started trying to reevaluate what side I was really on, because everybody on the commission was I knew that they were all Democrats.
Yeah.
Sure. And I was thinking, wow, okay, so they're not for the little people, because this business has helped me so much, you know. So that was the seed that started me into politics.
I mean, that's a lot of people's story, though, you know, to tell you the truth. And then it's not to take away from yours, but do you know how many people I've heard say, like, I was a liberal, I was a Democrat, and then I started looking into this or looking into that and seeing how politics are run in my city, or I was negatively affected by, you know, X, Y, or Z ordinance, and so I went and fought it, and then all of a sudden I discovered, holy shit, I'm a conservative, or I'm Republican. I'm not. Why are you guys fighting against the little guy? You know, and
exactly.
And
that I've heard that a lot.
What you were saying about they're against the little guy. How come the little guy's got to pay the same taxes as the place with 100 rooms? It's also to smush the little guy down for less competition for the big guy.
Exactly.
That's yeah.
And it was mind blowing just seeing that come to fruition. It was just mind blowing. I was like, I always was raised as the liberal Democrat, because those are their talking points. Is like, we're always for the little guy, and, you know, for the community, or equity, equality, all these.
But I have also
phrases, catchwords.
I've also found that people who are Democratic or liberal, if you will, I don't want to sound like a total dick when I say this, but
it's all right.
A lot of people who are liberals do not like folks that were once liberal and have shifted sides. Mm-hmm. You get a lot of hate just for that alone, because, you know, it's like, oh, people tend to feel sort of attacked because it's like, oh, I know, like you've said a couple times, like these are your liberal talking points. You know, I know what your talking points are, so obviously you're going to be better suited to refute those talking points. You already know what the hell the angle is, so
definitely
that's going to help you.
Been on both sides. A lot of the liberals I speak to too, that they always claim they're tolerant, but they never been on the other side. They don't even care to have the conversation.
Yep.
You know, most of the time.
I find that to be the case a lot. I do have several liberal friends, numerous, that I get along with great, that are open-minded, that'll sit and hold a conversation. Courtney will sit and, you know, hold a conversation with you. Lot of good folks. You know, I'm not gonna broad brush them all. Or
I got to listen
like
to that conversation this morning, whether I liked it or not.
But I, you know, for me personally, and that's what's shaped my views is everything I've seen in the world going on today, and it's caused me to come down on what I think is a side of sanity and normalcy, but I'm certainly not all the way to the right or all the way to the left. I just kind of, each issue on its own, you know, I try to look at it and go, oh, this is the common sense approach to this situation.
Now, did you try to get into government out there?
No, I was so focused on my business. I had gotten some more issues with my wife and stuff like that. So I was trying to just focus on that, my wife and my kids and stuff like that. So I didn't get into city politics out there.
Did they pass that policy?
They did.
They did.
And then shortly after I left.
And did you end up selling your places off?
Yeah, I ended up selling them out.
That's a shame. And they forced you out. You know, and so
that's what happened.
That business, that tax money that they could have had otherwise is now gone. For what?
Exactly. And I see that happening here.
Yeah.
And that's
trust me, man.
But it's like it's kind of ironic, because I feel like I left that place, and they say Colorado Springs is a business friendly place.
Yeah.
And now I'm here. I feel like in the worst place. Like, all right, it seems like I have to do some change here. It seems like that's how I feel. It's like almost like a calling. Like I went from a better place. Now I'm in a worse place. Now I have to stay
100%.
here. Now I have to do something.
I love it. I love it.
And I'll be honest with you, this podcast right here is one of the reasons, well, probably the only reason, well, next to having my kids switch schools again, that I don't want to leave the county. That's about the only reason. If I left the county, I'd have trouble getting folks like yourself and whatnot out at a random, Friday evening when we're doing a podcast. And I wouldn't want my kids to switch schools. Other than that, I can't stand this county anymore. City of Gainesville, I'm glad I'm outside of it, but the county's not much better,
Well, and I work with small businesses and local business. I actually work. I know you were on the Sky with Bob and Greg on Friday. I work for them, so I help small businesses grow, and it is a fight when it's anything from attempting to build a new structure. To grow a lot of restaurants and bars with the pandemic. You see how oppressive that the city is. And it would be one thing if there was evidence from cities who are locked down. Hey, look, our COVID cases are minimal. But that's not the case at all. If anything, in many cases, they're worse. So why is it? Why are they trying to smush small business? Why can Home Depot be open, but like Tommy's hardware shop cannot? It doesn't make any sense except for what you're getting into, kind of smushing the little guy. So.
Yeah, exactly. And it seems, I'm not trying to get into conspiracies or anything, but
you're in the right place.
But it seems like they're just working hand in hand, like big government and these big companies. It's like it seems like
it would appear that way, wouldn't it?
Just saying.
So you said you were
seems
from
evident.
A family Democrat leaning, left leaning. How did they feel when you started kind of coming to your own conclusions? What did you get any type of pushback, or were they like, "Damn, I guess I never thought about it like that"? But what was that whole experience like?
Yeah, so a lot of people have called me a race traitor. Have called me that.
Yeah,
don't know what that means exactly, but I've got that. But I've also changed a lot of people's mind. Yeah, definitely.
It sounds mean.
Well, I did hear somebody say recently that if you didn't vote a certain way, that you weren't black.
You
so
ain't
there's
black.
that.
Joe Biden.
So there's that. I mean, I don't know if that's maybe that's what people mean.
No, that's definitely what.
So you say you changed some people's minds?
Yeah, I changed I changed my cousin's mind, which I was surprised. He's a very staunch guy in his beliefs and stuff like that. So I was surprised, and I felt, well, if I can change his mind, maybe there are many people that I can change. But
and did you yell and belittle him while you were changing his mind?
No.
I'm just curious, or did
No,
you just
not at
talk
all.
rationally and common sense to him?
yeah, definitely. Most of my friends are leftists. Pretty much everybody.
That's because you haven't yelled at them.
But most of the time, honestly, the yelling, they yell at me, or and they don't want to listen to what I have to say. That's usually what ends up happening.
It's almost like a double standard.
But I try to be as calm as possible and as rational as possible.
So, as a black guy, yeah, I would imagine that, going and
Here comes the rain.
I do hear it.
It's the ring.
Kind of going on quote what is supposed to be the other side. You're not. You're supposed to be like this. You're supposed to be a liberal. You're supposed to. What are you doing over there? That's got to really kind of sting, because it's almost like they're sort of attacking your identity and who you are. Like, am I right on that?
Yes, definitely. But then I bring up some facts towards them, and then
Facts.
Don't come with your facts. I've got my feelings over here.
yeah, I bring up some facts because some people, especially when I became a Republican, or I said that I was Republican leading, I started bringing some facts out about the Democrats, and about the Democrats' long history of slavery, and people do not want to hear about that at all.
They don't. I bet
They
they
do
don't.
not want to hear about that. And when I start bringing their, usually, stop talking. I don't want to hear this crap. Whatever.
Where's the mute button?
Yeah, you're gonna hurt some feelings.
Conspiracy theorists.
Oh,
and,
man.
We're gonna
like, these are
ban you
just the
from
facts.
Twitter.
It's a weird time, like just in general. I mean, 2020 has been crazy, and how has how have you gone through 2020, being a nurse, being confronted with everything that's going on racially in this country, all this, and you come down and you know what? I'm going to get into politics because it seems like it's such a bastion for rational thought, like politics. After everything you've gone through, what has led you? You're going to run. Are you going to try to run?
Well, I hope so.
We're going to get there.
We'll see on Monday what this verdict is going to be, and then we're going to go from there from my court hearing.
But what is it? Why? Why would you want to get into it?
Why do I want to get into it here?
Why?
Or politics in general?
In general. Here, in general.
Well, I feel like...
Are you crazy? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm definitely a little bit crazy. But I feel I don't want us to go completely left and lose all our American ideals, our Constitution, everything. And I don't want to look back at that time, should it ever get there, and think, you didn't do anything. You didn't do anything. You just sat on your couch. You didn't do anything about it.
Shit.
That makes me feel like I got to get up and do something.
I was just thinking that's exactly what I plan on doing for the rest of the day. Damn it.
But I just thought about it, and it just felt like this overwhelming sense of guilt.
Yeah.
And I make YouTube videos myself about spreading this kind of conservative message, or the American message, what I like to call the American message.
Oh, yeah.
And
I've seen a couple of your videos.
Have you?
And it's funny? I've got one of those videos saved on my email that says, reach out to this guy about coming on the podcast.
And here you are.
I'm
Through a different avenue. Damn it.
So plug
we got to talk
your
about
stuff.
those videos.
Yeah. Listeners are. Where can they find it?
Yeah, my YouTube channel is called Gather Round. Gather space apostrophe round. You can probably find me by one of my most popular videos is called "Is Donald J. Trump a Racist?" And I analyze whether he's a racist or not based on what the media says and what he actually says.
That's the video that I saw of yours.
Is it?
That's what prompted me to say, I got to get this guy on the show. And we will make sure to link to all your to your YouTube channel in the show notes on the page and everything like that. So, and we'll probably post one on Facebook or something like that. So just make sure everybody knows where to find you. But how'd you get into doing that? Like was that sort of the precursor to getting into politics? Was doing the YouTube videos, doing the research and...
Yeah, so actually I started, originally I wanted to start while I was in Colorado Springs. So after, I said that seed was kind of planted at that commission meeting, and I was kind of reanalyzing my whole political views, and I didn't really want to. There was this kind of sense of fear. It was kind of like feeling like you're on a boat, and as the more I learned, somebody was just poking holes in the boat, and I felt like I was going to drown. And I was just thinking, oh man, like where am I going? Cause now I'm like, am I starting to side with the racists and the white supremacists? And that's how I started feeling like guilty. Right. Like really, I really started feeling like an overwhelming sense of guilt. But everything started making sense. I'm like looking at YouTube, and I'm like, you know what? I wanted to have an open mind and see really what the conservative, Republican kind of message was.
But that was a thought that was in your head based on media and things that you've been presented.
Exactly.
That people who are on the right are just white supremacist, racist, bigot, asshole people that are just going to...
Transgender,
all that
homophobic.
Islamophobic,
it's a long
everything.
list, yeah.
That's what people are. That's
xenophobic.
That's the narrative that was presented to you. And the reason I'm going back and highlighting that is because I think it's important to understand that we're not always who we are because we've arrived at these beliefs of our own volition. A lot of these beliefs and a lot of the things that people hold true and hold dear are beliefs that they have because based on what they've been presented, and a lot of times when they're presented with alternative facts or whatever, they go, oh well, no. Even when it's just blatant truth that they're handed, it goes against their narrative because that's all they've ever seen. I've told the story again a few times. I may have said it on the show. I don't really care, but I'm gonna say it anyway. The "You Ain't Black" Joe Biden thing, when that happened, it was everywhere in my world, my media feed, Everything I saw, it was all over the place. I watched a video of a gentleman who was there was a group of Trump supporters, and they interviewed this guy on the street, and he was a Biden supporter, and they said, well, what about the "you ain't black" thing? And he said, what? He didn't say that. And here I am watching this video, hearing this guy say he didn't say that. I'm going, how can you stand there as a person in this country in this time and say that guy didn't say that? It's been everywhere.
You think he didn't see it, or he was in willful denial?
He didn't see it. And then he turned around and they showed it to him, and he was like, "Oh my God, I had no idea." The thing that I took away from that, though, was just how divided what people are given, for their views, their media, what they surround themselves with. It's really crafted to their beliefs and to the to the clicks that they make and everything. It's so crafted to that one person, and so it's more important now than ever to do your own research, to not allow what you're fed coming in to just concretely make up everything that you believe. You really got to get out there and look into everything and question everything.
Yes,
because if you don't, you're going to be one of those idiots that's going, no, I'm not wearing 87 masks, and I'm not doing, just.
Well, if I can jump on that, because that is one of the many reasons why it's so frightening what big tech is doing to, not wild random conspiracy theory, but just conservative thought. They are, banning politicians.
Just the racists, Joe.
They're all racist and homophobes.
Just the xenophobes.
Yeah, exactly. And it's, if you don't allow the transfer of thoughts and ideas, then you will become locked in. You will not challenge what you think you know, because you're not presented with that everything else. And I'm sure that Twitter and Zuckerberg and Jack at Twitter, they know this, and that's why they're doing it. I feel it's intentional.
Oh, definitely. I definitely think it is.
I don't really get why, though. Why give a shit? I mean, these guys have millions and millions of dollars to do whatever the hell.
It's
why
control.
not just? Why
I
not
think
just?
it's about power.
Why not just sit there?
Consolidating power.
I think the big tech and big government work hand in hand.
See,
and we wouldn't have the issues we have if government was limited in the first place.
I'm gonna tell you what. If I ever develop something that was just $1 billion, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make my $1 billion, and then I'm gonna leave. And you're not going to hear from me. I'm going to be on an island
it's like
somewhere.
Jeff Bezos. He's made how many hundreds of billions of dollars.
Left. He quit.
The people are asking, why is he stepping down? It's like, man, I would work for a week.
Yeah.
1 week with that payroll, and I would retire. I wouldn't even care about the hundreds of billions of dollars. I would just be like, man, I just made $1 million. I'm out. Peace.
The only reason I'd keep working is to make sure my number was scrubbed from everybody's phone. Don't call me. I'm gone. I'm out.
Hey, I feel it's easy for us to say that here at the bottom of the ladder. Once we got up there, we might have a different.
Yeah, I think when you get that amount of money, at that point, when you have all the money you already could want or need, you just start thinking, how can I get power? Because I already have all the money.
Money no longer
What's the next
matters.
goal?
Yeah.
There's no other. I have $1 trillion.
I don't want power, though. I don't want the responsibility. You're going to have people calling and going, hey, man, can you help influence? No, I'm on a beach. Shut up, Mitch. That's it. Leave me alone.
Fucking Mitch.
It's just back off.
Don't call me anymore, Mitch.
Damn it, Mitch.
You were important when I was poor, but I don't like you anymore.
Now you are an ant.
So, that's where I'd be. But
all right. Let's. Do you feel it's time to take?
Should we talk about?
Let's take the lid off the box.
What's the box? Is there something in the box?
No.
What's in the box?
I'm saying the reason that you are right now, Ty, are all over local media is because of what you're going through, trying to have your voice and be be able to be elected to the city commission.
Yeah.
Can you take us from, hey, that sounds like a good idea, I'm going to do it, and in your own words, walk us through why?
Yeah, we just want to hear what you said, what you've been through, front to back. You know, I know that there was a couple questions about when you decided to get in and all that stuff, timelines and all that jazz. So just let's take it from the top. Let's go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room, if we shall.
Yes. Does noon on the 29th actually mean noon on the 29th, or does that mean 5 o'clock?
What's in that? Well,
I was going to say.
What you got over there?
I thought you said that was a Red Bull. It's a cherry bomb over here.
Uh-huh.
Jesus.
Well, basically what happened, I think it was Thursday evening or Thursday morning, and I was going through my emails, and I noticed an email from Tim Martin about, getting on the city commission, getting my name in for the ballot. He said, deadline's Friday. This is like Thursday, maybe morning or afternoon.
And for those who don't know, Tim Martin, he's a Newberry City Commissioner, spearheading the Springs County movement, all that good stuff.
Yes. And I was reading the email.
But had you expressed interest previously about maybe a political run?
No, not really. I had just...
Tim just knows how to pick them.
Well, was it like a mass email?
So actually, I got Tim Martin's email through some other Republicans, because even before then, I was around liberals so much that I was thinking I don't have any friends at all that have my same viewpoints. Everybody is on the left. So I was trying to actually kind of socialize and talk to people. And that's how I got Tim Martin's number and his email. And then his email, came to me. So I'm like reviewing my emails, going through my emails. And I guess he had sent it days before, but I saw it like on Thursday. So I'm looking at it and I was thinking, I was like, should I do this? And this is about Thursday afternoon or so, and I'm talking to my wife, and I'm like, maybe I should go ahead and do this, because I don't want to be that guy that's always talking.
You don't want to be the guy who's, like you said, sitting down on the sidelines.
Exactly.
When it all comes down, you want to know that you've been able to do something, contribute.
So it was at that point I think I called Tim Martin. Yeah, I think I called him, and I told him I expressed my interest that I wanted to run for city commission. And he said, all right, I'm gonna help you out. But I told him I had to go to work that night. Yeah, because I worked the night shifts. And so that morning I was just kind of hit the ground running. I had to take my daughter to an appointment, so I came to City Hall about 9:30. Mm-hmm. Got there at 9:30, and I try to open the City Hall doors. All of them are locked, and I'm peering inside. I don't see anybody inside. It looks dark.
Now this was Thursday, you said? Or
this is now Friday. I'm sorry. This is now the next day.
Okay. So Friday, 9:30 a.m.
Yep. Friday morning, I get off of work.
Okay.
And then I go over.
Doors are locked.
Doors are locked. I'm looking inside. It's dark. And I'm about to leave. Because I'm like, what is going on? I was like, I thought it was 12 o'clock. I mean, I could have sworn that. Because I actually printed out some papers the night before to try to make my process easier, because I knew I was short on time. Mm-hmm. So I said, all right, so let me just print out some papers. And I had some of the papers in hand, but I needed the rest of them from the City Hall. It specifically says on the website that you need to pick up your qualifying packet from City Hall. Mm-hmm. So I said, all right. So I go over there, print out as much as I can, want the process to go quick, because I don't know how long this is going to take. I've never done it before.
So you went to City Hall, got the documents?
No.
He's trying to.
I'm trying to. I printed out some the night before to make my process easier, but I think I needed about 4 more papers from City Hall. So I get there. I'm looking through the doors. It's dark. Nobody's there. I'm about to leave, and then the security guard opens the door, and he's like, "What do you want? He's like, what do you need?" I said, "I'm trying to get on the ballot for city commissioner at large 5." And he's just looking at me, and he's like, "Yeah, no, the time is between 12 p.m. and 5 p.m." I was like, "Sure." I was like, "Sure." I thought it was at 12 p.m. And I thought I had seen that the night before, so I was like, maybe I'm mistaken. I mean, obviously this guy knows he works here.
One might think that.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, he obviously works here. So I was like, okay. And then he points to the sign, closes the door, and I just take a picture of the sign. Can't even see the sign. I don't know. And I couldn't. Yeah, you couldn't see the sign. I was like, maybe I'll blow it up when I get home, which I did. Couldn't see the sign anyway. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna come back between 12 p.m. and 5. Come back. And now, mind you, I'm super tired because I've been up the whole time from nighttime. So I was like, I'm just going to sleep a couple hours. I'll come back at 1. Now I'll have 4 hours instead of 2.5 hours.
Sure.
So I come back, and there's another security guard that opens the door.
Different guy.
Different guy.
Say was there a company uniform or anything like that? Were they dressed the same or?
Yeah, I believe they dressed the same. They were both security guards.
Were they independent guys or were they city guys? I don't know. I've never actually been there, so I don't know who's.
Well, now I know that they're independent guys.
Okay.
But I just see security open the door.
Right.
But they open the door, or this guy opens the door, and he says the same thing. It's like, "What do you need?" And I say, "I'm
very welcoming."
Yeah, I know, right? They both had kind of an attitude about them.
Gotta get up out the chair.
Yeah.
Right?
And
I had to pause my Netflix for this.
Dude, it reminds me from Home Alone, when the mom calls the police department to go check on Kevin McAllister, and there's the donut hanging off of the phone, and he just does not give a shit.
Too. Yep.
So yeah, he opens the door. That's what I need, and I tell him the same thing, and he's like, "Oh, you missed the deadline." And I'm
right then, right then,
I'm very angry.
In that moment, he says, "Oh, you missed the deadline." What are you thinking? What goes through your head?
I said, no. Your last security guard.
Were you equally as polite to him as he was to you?
No, I would just said it just like this. I was like, no. The last guy. So I'm really angry, but I'm trying to be very calm.
Keep your composure.
And I said the last guy was here, and he told me to come between the hours of 12 and 5. Now you're telling me that I missed the deadline. Something needs to give. We need to do something about this.
And when was he saying the deadline was?
This security guard?
Yeah.
He's 12.
12.
Mm-hmm.
So was it... Okay.
So guy number 1 told him to come back after 12. Guy number 2 says, nah, it was at 12.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So he gets the city clerk, gets the attorney, I'm sorry, he just gets the city clerk.
Do they let you in at least, or...
Well, not at first.
Now, I know some
he
people
closes the door and then goes and talks to them, and then he comes back and opens the door.
Now, I know some people had said, "Oh, they didn't. He couldn't go in." People saw the picture that accompanied the article or whatever. You reaching out to open the door, and they say, "Oh, well, he's not wearing a mask."
Oh yeah, that was actually after the fact. I actually was wearing a mask when I came there both times.
Well, that's not the actual picture, and the people that didn't understand that, I think, need to.
Yes, I'm glad you actually.
Fuck all to do with nothing.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up. And usually, every place I've been to, they have masks.
Yeah,
everybody will offer you one. Believe it. They will offer you a mask. So, but I actually both times I came there, I had an N95 mask.
So you had your mask on.
Yeah, I had it on me, not in my hand. I had it physically on my face.
And the second time when you showed up, was the door locked as well?
Yes, the door was locked.
That's my number one. Why in the hell is the door locked at City Hall? Do they just keep it locked all the time?
Apparently they do. From other people I've talked to, that's what they do.
So
it seems very unusual.
They got the city clerk, you said, on the phone.
No, in person.
Okay.
Yes,
wow.
They get her in person.
And you're outside.
And I'm outside, and then he comes back. He opens the door. I come in, and there's another guy with her, and I don't know who he is. But he basically reaffirms that the deadline was at 12. And I said, your security guard told me between 12 p.m. and 5 p.m. Mm-hmm. If I would have known that, I would have just qualified at 9:30. I was here at 9:30.
Right.
And so she's like, well, just wait. Let me just talk to the attorney. We'll see if we can figure something out. All right.
I'm just curious why the hell it wouldn't be the entire day, open to close. Shouldn't that be when the open time is, when they're open? I don't get it. That's weird.
So yeah, so after that, she gets the attorney. I'm talking to everybody, telling them, of course, about this. Talking to Tim Martin, and I'm talking to a couple other people, and I try to get a packet from her because they're instructing me, just get a packet anyway, see if they'll let you fill it out or anything. Because
the right thing to do would be to just fill it out and then accept it, because they obviously screwed you over, and at the front door their guy didn't know what the hell he was talking about.
Exactly. And the city clerk said, no, wait a minute, let me talk to the attorney first. Let me talk to the attorney. So I said, all right. So then I come into this section, into their lobby, and I'm waiting on them. She's going back and forth, I guess, talking to the attorney, talking to somebody else. I don't really know, but they come back to me. The city attorney comes up, and I tell him that I was here at 9:30. I show him a picture. You can't see the sign.
Right.
I was here at 9:30. I got a timestamp on my phone that I was here at 9:30.
Ooh, that's a good point. Yeah.
And they tell me, yeah, we believe you. We have cameras. I mean, we're taking you. So we don't have to look at the cameras. We believe you're telling the truth.
Okay.
But there's really nothing we can do. Dude's like, dude, well, do you have your packet right now? I was like, well, no, I only have some papers. I have like 3 papers. But I need the rest of the papers from you. He's like, yeah, well, maybe if you had the rest of the packet, we would be able to submit it.
Well, maybe if your guy let me in when I showed up on time, I would have that.
Which you obviously know that I was here on time. Okay.
But it was a bit ironic to me because he's telling me if I had the packet, maybe he could do something, but I need the packet from them.
Right.
So I was completely bewildered. I was like, is this a joke? You're telling me that you could maybe accept the packet, but I need the packet from you in order to submit the packet. So I was like, is this a trick? So at this point, he tells me he can't.
Where's Ashton Kutcher? Am I getting punked right now?
And ironically, they reaffirmed that same exact position in court. That maybe if he didn't try hard enough, maybe if he had the packet, but I need the packet from you.
So how did that meeting end on Friday? Because you're physically there. How did you depart? What was the final?
He's basically like, yeah, I can't. I mean, I'm sorry. I know. I believe you're telling the truth, but can't really do anything for you. So I'm like, really? He's like, nah. I mean, I can't.
So what steps?
So it seemed like.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So it seemed like at that point, because he was telling me a bit of election law and stuff like that, and this is like the deadline. And it seemed, from my impression, that
Democrats, following election law deadlines. Okay, that's sorry.
There
sorry,
you go.
Ahead.
There you go.
Oh, go ahead.
So,
just wanted to make that wanted to make that point. Go ahead.
It seemed to me that they were they didn't want to go. What's the word? They didn't know whether or not they can override this and be legally justified.
Right. I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand when somebody says, "Hey, this is the law," and
this is the law.
Like, I understand.
I understood that.
If the people behind the counter are really sitting there going, "Look, it's the law. I'm legally not allowed to give you this paperwork after this certain time," I understand that, but obviously, there's a reason that this should be overruled, and you should be allowed to get on the ballot because they screwed up.
Exactly.
I mean, that's just
So you left
in
there
this situation.
and you were like, okay, bye, or were you like, you're gonna hear from me? Like, how did the
No, I didn't
go?
say. I would never say that. I wouldn't say that then because I think
Wag
I
your
would
finger.
ruin my position and give people
And like lower
give
your
people
sunglasses.
a heads up. Yeah, I think I'll give people a heads up of my intentions. So I'm not that type of person, but. It seemed like to me, my impression was that he wanted maybe a judge to say something and maybe let it go, but he kind of needed that permission. That's what my impression kind of was.
Right.
Because I can understand kind of being in that position because if you go over that deadline and then people know, then you're breaking the law. It's kind of a tough situation, even So I kind of understood that a bit. So it seemed like they were. At that moment, it seemed like they wanted to help, but their hands were kind of tied.
Sure.
That was the impression I got. And that was in front of the city clerk and the attorney and one other woman who I didn't know who she was. So then I said, all right. So then I left, and then I told people about it, and they said, this is crazy. You have to get a lawyer.
Yeah.
So, and that's how I subsequently filed a lawsuit against the city and everybody.
And how fast are they working on expediting that? I mean, you said has it already been to court yet? Or
yes, we had a hearing. I believe that was on Thursday.
Okay.
This past Thursday, and we didn't get a verdict. It could have came Friday, but now we're waiting until Monday.
Did they give any reason that they were going to drag out the judicial process and not just do the right thing in a matter of 2 minutes last week?
No.
Okay, just wondering. Let's drag it out,
So,
but I think when they were in court, yeah, I was really surprised that they took a position in the case instead of kind of being hands off.
Yeah.
And now, to me, it seems a bit like there's some nefarious motives behind the city.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So that was, I don't think surprised should be the right word.
Well, I would guess, this is an educated guess, that now they kind of know who you're associated with, right? Tim Martin, Remy Eagle Glenn is your attorney. We know her. She's run for government recently. So they kind of know that, oh, he's on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I could see them attempting to slow the process down. So
I also suspected that as well.
yeah, and I did see a clip from her, from Remy Eagle Glenn. Apparently, there was another town who had a situation similar to this. They went ahead, denied that person getting on the ballot, had the election, and then had to do the entire election over again at a cost to those taxpayers. What do you know about that?
I know. I believe that case had to do with a bounce check. I believe that's what occurred. The candidate did everything he's supposed to do, but his check bounced. And I believe that's what happened. And they didn't have. I think their deadline didn't extend long enough for, if in that situation, for a check to bounce to occur. I think that's something along those lines.
I understand that. Yeah, because I did see that clip. So Monday, that's the 15th, President's Day. You're going to get a verdict on this one way or the other.
I didn't think it was President's Day.
Oh, it's probably going to
Yeah.
be Tuesday.
So it might be Tuesday.
Couldn't have
Actually,
anybody
it might be
working on
Tuesday.
President's Day
Yeah.
except
Or maybe she will. I don't know.
me and everybody I know.
I don't know. I really want to see. I'm interested in seeing I'm interested in seeing the verdict and the
course.
complete explanation of it and everything like that. But
How do you think it comes
If-
down? Where do you think it goes? Do you think they say, all right, listen, let's just do the right thing. Let's let him on.
You never know with
Or
these
are you,
things.
or are you running for mayor next term? Like let's go for the big guns. What's the deal?
Oh yeah, I would definitely. I'm relentless. If they allow me on the ballot, I'm gonna be on a whole other level.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
I
be
can't
really
wait. I'm
relentless.
so excited.
And like I
do
say,
it.
I'm not gonna expose my exact intentions, but I want to put I want to see some serious change in the
Oh
city.
yeah. So now you think, is this just the beginning for you politically? Like obviously, let's say they turn around and say, nope, sorry, bye. Maybe next time.
Well, I'm gonna keep fighting.
Are you
Figuratively.
You're gonna come back? Yeah, figuratively. Make sure.
I like
Make sure to
I
underscore that.
I like the look on his face when he said it. Then all of a sudden, he just like pop back. Figured.
Yep.
These are right-wing extremists talking about fighting.
That was Joe Herschel speaking right there. Just so you guys know.
Here comes the drone strike now.
So if they turn around and say, just not happening, are you gonna run down the road like this is gonna be a goal now? Like
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
We need some different voices in our government,
I
like a
agree.
dire. It's an understatement. A dire need of different voices in our government, and I don't feel the government really functions well without different voices.
Yeah.
I want everybody should be at the table. Every party there is, really. That's how I would like it to
Agreed.
be.
Agreed.
The
The
smallest
more the
parties.
merrier.
Exactly. And we should be able to debate and talk about issues, but it seems like in society today, there is no real debate. People just don't want to listen, and they think they're just right.
As everybody knows, I'm a huge TikTok fan. I love it.
Do you really?
I'm addicted. I will waste hours of my life on TikTok. It's sick. But there's been this there's been a guy who's jumped up in popularity on there. What he does is he's a college professor, and he just goes out on campus and he just talks
Who is?
common sense.
Do you know his name?
Couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
Oh, okay.
But he just engages with students just at random. And there was a young lady who asked him, like, oh, why are you doing this? And why do you stand here and belittle your students? And he said, I'm not belittling anybody. We're just when this person has an idea opposed to mine, we are supposed to exchange thoughts and ideas, and I'm going to hold him accountable for his views. He's going to hold me accountable for my views. But it's a respectful, exchange of thoughts and ideas. That's the way it should be. Regardless of your ideas, regardless of what the hell it should be a respectful and thoughtful exchange of those ideas nonetheless.
I think you're wrong.
That's all that I'm saying.
You go to hell. Fight.
That's what's up.
Is it Jordan Peterson by chance?
No, it's not Jordan
okay.
Peterson, but he's definitely a hero of mine, man. I love that guy. I'll find him for you before you go.
They were one of the people that kind of persuaded me to change my thinking. Jordan Peterson.
Oh, of course.
Ben Shapiro.
Of course, man. Of course. I listen to all those guys. You know, I mean, and so many times people listen to it, and somehow they manage to say that, oh, it's hate speech or white supremacy this or white, you know, it's not. It's just common sense. In 20 years ago, it wouldn't have been controversial at all what these guys are saying.
Mm-hmm.
People would have looked at it and go, yeah, it's common sense. You know, right? Not everybody's racist. Not everybody's.
And that's
Jesus,
another
imagine
thing that made me,
Imagine that.
That made me change my mind about things is the media and people around me just making everything a race thing.
Yeah.
Every single
everything.
thing.
Everything.
I'm like, is there anything that's not racist?
Not today. Not today. Not today. And that's sad to me.
Yes,
It's
yeah,
like
it really is.
ridiculous. It's like the race card is pulled at every. There's no limit,
Nothing.
and that's what kind of bears on you now, especially for me. That I'm just kind of like, I just hate hearing about race. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
I really hate it.
Yep.
So I know you said you kind of wanted to keep some of your goals close to the chest, which is understandable because you're not technically running just yet. But could you go into like one or two or even three like issues that are important to you that you are comfortable talking about that you would like to, that should you get on city government now or in the future, that you will make positive change for?
Yeah, so I definitely want to protect our small businesses. That's without a doubt.
Love it.
And I got to experience that firsthand.
Yeah.
So any legislation that supports small businesses, I'm totally for. I'm staunch on the whole limited government thing. Like more power to the people to run their own lives. We don't need daddy government trying to tell us what to do. We're all adults.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like the government today is. The government today is focused on trying to make us dependent. Like you just take like the stimulus checks, for example. It's like they're giving us money. I'd rather just cut my taxes and let me work.
Right.
I don't need you.
Yeah.
That's what I'd rather want.
Yep.
So that's going to be the basis of.
It's the craziest thing ever, too. They just keep putting money in your account.
And I'm not sending it back. Don't get me wrong.
And that's the weird thing. It's like there's literally nothing you can do. So you wake up and there's like, oh man, you got a couple extra $1,000. That's it. This is the wildest time to be alive. So what else? What else do you have? What else do you have as far as issues?
Small business.
I'm with Joe. Like I want to know. You get there on the city commission. You know, what are you going to do for the little guy? What do you?
Am I going to get a stimulus check?
Absolutely.
I really want to try to change our culture in a way. I mean, I know I can't do it by myself. It's a collective effort. But I want to change our culture in a way where we look into ourselves instead of looking to somewhere else all the time. Looking to the government to fix our problems. Every time there's an issue, everybody seems to think that someone else needs to fix it.
Yep.
Every single time.
Personal responsibility.
And these are the things I've learned in my bad choices. I've had to learn.
That's the amazing thing, though, is that real life experience has brought you to where you are.
Exactly. And that's kind of how my YouTube channel started. It was really originally about that.
Yeah.
About these life lessons that people don't see that's happening to them. That, so a lot of people, we all have life lessons. Everybody has it, but some people don't see it and some people do.
Yeah.
So it was originally about learning from that, and then I kind of changed it more into political side, but I still have those, like I talked about, one of my YouTube videos was about father and a fatherless child. And basically in that video, because I didn't really have my father growing up, where I actually talked about,
we can relate.
And I actually talked about, you have to be that father for yourself. Be the man that you never had. And through that, you'll actually because there was years, and especially I said it before, like I was just fighting in high school, getting suspended, skipping school, and I was just so angry at the world, at everybody, and I figured that I needed to really look into myself, and I needed at some point to stop blaming my dad for my anger.
Yep.
And actually start blaming myself. So there was a point where I actually took responsibility for myself. I said, I have to be that man that he wasn't for me.
That he should have been.
Exactly. And that people around me failed to be. I have to be that guy. Look, nobody's going to help you, Ty.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody's going to help you, man. You're going to have to do this yourself.
Yep. We joined forces and wrote a song called Father. That's a great one. That's one of our hits. We'll play it for you one day.
It was definitely a hit. But yeah, it was about just like kind of what you're getting into is, no, I don't need you. Like you weren't there for me, so I'm not going to be here for you. And that is the theme that goes back through music. John Lennon's got the first track on his solo album called Mother, where he goes into his childhood abandonment issues. His father left him. His mother was killed when he was young. He lived with his aunt. So that's a thing. Cobain, serve the servants. He goes into that.
Jim Morrison, The Doors. His father was there. But
so that's an internal struggle that bears fruit, and it can be positive, like what you're talking about, standing up, taking charge. Or, it does consume a lot of people. Aaron Hernandez here in Gainesville, one of the drivers of him kind of going off the rails was his dad dying early.
Yeah.
So it does affect everyone.
That sort of watching that documentary that he did, that sort of seemed to be the linchpin. Once his father died, he was like, all right, I'm just going to start murdering people now.
The kite string popped, and he was off.
Yeah.
And I started realizing, I don't know if you guys ever heard of... I don't know if it was Ted Bundy. It was another famous serial killer. But he actually talked about how he hated his mother so much, and that actually was the driving force behind him killing women.
That might be Ed Gein you're talking about.
Ed Gein, yes. The Dead Skin Mask.
He also is...
Leatherface inspiration.
Leatherface, yep.
Oh, really?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Gein is one of the inspirations also for Silence of the Lambs, if I'm remembering correctly.
Is that right?
That is right.
Slayer wrote a song called Dead Skin Mask on their 1990 album, Seasons in the Abyss, about Ed Gein, and it's fucking awesome.
I don't know how he remembers.
I know. I was thinking the
It's
same
incredible.
thing.
It's incredible.
Dude, I'm pretty sure like every time I talk to Joe, there's always like one thing that he brings up. It's just
You're
like,
going to learn some new
how
facts.
the hell do you know that?
It's a
Like,
badass
and
album.
it was so much specific accuracy.
Track number 5. Sorry. But yes, that's Ed Gein, and he dug up people and wore their mask, and he did kill a couple people, but primarily a grave robber, and made instruments and furniture and clothing out of skin and skulls. So I'm glad you did not go that route.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I mean?
Be a totally different interview, but I bet you'd be an interesting one nonetheless. I'm not open to it. If anybody's in prison listening, let me know.
Is that a belt made out of nipples?
I'll send Matt over to...
Why are you just sending me?
I'm just saying, I'm a little leery. I don't want to go to a prison. I'm nervous. I'm scared. I'm fragile, man. I'm not a big dude.
I get uncomfortable when I see a cop in the grocery store. I'm not going to go to a prison.
Well, you'd fare better than me. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I hope I never have to. You know what I mean?
Honestly, like I would actually go with Joe. I think Joe would be all right. I mean, you got the tattoos, you got the muscles.
Watch out, prisoners.
What do you guys think about the Trump acquittal?
Hey, man.
Not surprising
Not
at all.
surprised.
Yeah, you could have bet this was a temper tantrum. What it is it shows how fearful Democrats are of Trump. Personally, I respect a lot of what Trump brought to the table. I think he widened the umbrella, brought a lot of people into the party, made a lot of significant forward momentum. But I am ready for the baton to be passed. So I don't know that I'm necessarily looking for him in 2024.
Yeah.
But golly, are the Democrats that they are shivering under their covers, fearful of the big bad orange man coming back in 2024, and that's why they went through this. and it's very telling. He incited the rioters. Really? Well, how come they never play the clip of his speech in which he allegedly inspired these? They never play it. Do you want to know why? Because it doesn't exist. It doesn't happen. So, and if it did, clearly that's all you would fucking hear. It would be relentless.
True.
My phone would be blown up. Go to the Capitol, or whatever they would say that. He said, look at that squirrel right there.
I know. That was like, does that usually happen?
No, it never does.
I saw you guys keep on looking over there. And I'm like, why are they staring at my head?
No, I feel the same way though, man. I do. I think it was all theater. I've talked a lot about some theories. I'm not going to call them conspiracy theories, but some theories. I've said that I think they had to go through the impeachment thing to appease a base. It's all about optics. It's we're going to do this, and then the sell is, but the big bad Republicans, despite the fact that we hold the majority in both houses, House and Senate, all that stuff, the big bad scary Republicans still just won't let. They won't let us convict him. Look at how terrible they are.
They're so racist.
That's the sell. That's why they have to go through with it.
How do you feel about the second Trump
in my
acquittal?
opinion?
Yeah, I think it was bound to happen.
Yeah.
I would have been upset if it did happen.
Yeah.
I watched this speech. I watched
you
the
were
whole thing.
You were the one.
I watched the whole thing, and
wait, you're saying the Trump speech you watched?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Though this Trump speech that
At which
supposedly
point,
incited the riot.
Which point were you incited personally? Because I also watched it, and everybody's been saying that that he incited a riot during the speech. So I'm curious, when during that speech were you personally incited? Because I never got that vibe personally.
Right at, around the point of never.
Oh. Oh. Well.
Yeah.
A
lot of people ignore the fact that he said peacefully and
patriotically
protest.
Yeah.
And then these leftist thought police are like, that's not what he meant.
It was a dog whistle.
It was a dog
You don't
whistle.
understand.
And I think if he would have been convicted, that would have been a lot worse, because it even shows more evidence of where this country is going. Where is there no such thing as figurative speech anymore? Because if I'm talking
not with Trump, nothing, and that is 100% a true thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was countless. I have sort of a test when I speak politics. When I speak with people about politics, I'll ask them a couple questions. How do you feel about this or that? And if you say, oh no, he totally said you need to drink bleach. All right, clearly I know where we're playing here. And I'm not getting into that.
Where this is going.
He said inject it into your veins.
Because I do believe, like, if when you come to me and you say, oh yeah, he clearly said inject the UV light and okay, I don't want to talk to you because you are one of those folks that just gets all of your info from Twitter, Facebook, and all that stuff. You clearly have not watched entire videos. You clearly don't do anything outside of just regurgitate the bullshit that you're spoon-fed, and I can't stand that. So I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to waste my time.
And you won't believe, I've talked to the leftists just this past week or 2 weeks ago, and everybody's saying Trump needs to get impeached. He needs to get impeached. And I just ask him a question. Why?
Just why? That's
Why?
all.
Well, because he incited a riot. What did he say?
Which part?
Yeah, which part?
Where?
He said, go over to the Capitol. Okay. Well, okay, is there another part? He said, fight like hell. Okay, all right. Did you listen to the whole speech?
Yeah.
Nope. What if I showed you that he said peacefully and patriotically protest? He didn't say that. What if I showed you right now? Would it change your mind? Nope. Absolutely not.
And
So,
why
you don't
is
care
that?
about facts.
And why is that? Why?
He doesn't care about facts. He's a liar. What
if-
about this? What about that?
if
What
I
are
s-
they going to the whataboutisms?
If I said I'm going to
primary
murder,
out.
The
I'm
good old
going to murder
whataboutisms.
you at PlayStation 4. I don't know.
At the arcade.
Yeah, I'm going to murder that. But if you just stop it at I'm going to murder you, That's a different sentence.
Exactly.
I'm going to murder you with hugs and kisses.
Exactly. If you just stop it halfway through, that's a totally different problem. There's court cases that can be involved over that. But if you say, I'm going to murder you with hugs and kisses, that's not so bad.
One of my favorite, funniest things. This is a clip that you guys out there listening got to find on YouTube. There was a guy who got arrested at a Home Depot because he went into the bathroom and said that he was going to, quote, bomb this place.
Yeah.
So people left the bathroom and went and told employees who alerted authorities. And, of course, the guy meant he was going to back the big brown
drop
caddy
a
out of the
bomb.
garage.
Everything's
Blow
about
up the
context.
can.
Yeah.
Context no longer matters.
Yeah.
I'm about to bomb this place.
Dude, if I heard somebody say that walking into a stall, I would be laughing so hard, I would probably shit myself.
Story time. I'm in Orlando.
Speaking of shitting yourself.
I'm in Orlando. I'm at a Golden Corral.
I already like where this is going. I love it.
Let me get comfortable.
I've already eaten. I've finished my meal like 10 minutes prior, so I'm already in the can. I'm already in a stall at this point. And I'm sitting there conducting business in a bathroom all by myself, and I hear the door open, and there's a song playing overhead. It's Tainted Love. Dun 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 doo doo. You know, everybody knows it. Sometimes I feel I've got to run away. I've got to. Everybody knows, so we're all caught up. We're all up to speed now. I'm sitting there. I look through the little, the gap in the door that is there for no good damn reason. Like, could it be a little smaller, perhaps? But I look through the gap. I see this very large black man, and he comes walking in, and he sits down in the stall next to me, and the music is playing, bom, 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 overhead, and this man sits down, and I hear, as he, like he's, I finally made it to the can.
We all know that feeling. We know.
What happens next was just this sounds start. I just the sounds that came out. I'm sure everybody can imagine and invent your own. And
I'm not very imaginative. Can you?
It was an explosion of sorts.
All right.
Okay.
He set off a bomb.
He set off a bomb in the Golden Corral. In 911 never showed up, but so that happened, and I don't know how long it was. It was long enough that the chorus of the song started to hit. I remember that in my PTSD. I'm remembering that the chorus of the song started to hit, and then after what he was doing next to me was over, he uttered the words, "Tainted Love." Is this really time for karaoke, man? Like, after what you just did, you clearly murdered somebody in there.
Oh man, Golden Corral.
It was a weird time.
That is, if there's something inside of you that you need to get out, Golden Corral.
Golden Corral.
Golden
That's
Corral
the
will
land
get
of bad
out.
decisions itself, right there. We should get them to sponsor us.
Ty, welcome to the porch, man.
A waterfall of bad news.
Oh man,
Some human soft serve.
Oh, God.
soft serve.
The images. Thank
Oh
you.
my God.
There's not even any booze involved in this. This is just natural.
This is straight sobriety, kids.
I think we need the booze now.
We've got plenty of that. It is. It's officially afternoon. I suppose we're not
Calls
totally
for a drink.
total alcoholics if we do it now, but I can't because of all the medicine I'm taking. So
Oh, you could, Nick.
I'm not
Don't
on
let the government tell you what you can and cannot do.
Haven't we just been talking about that for the past hour and a half?
yeah,
Like, who
yeah.
told you you can't?
Oh, you're right. You're right. I mean, he was a medical professional. I don't know that he was. I mean, he could have been employed by the government, I suppose.
He was probably a liberal.
He was-
Putting a chip in you, track you.
oh,
Did you guys get
we
the
should have
vaccine?
brought David Bora on. That's what we should.
No.
Should have brought him on. Talking about chips, conspiracy theorist. He's our resident conspiracy expert.
Is he
He's,
really?
he's always fun to have on. So,
Did you guys get the vaccine?
No.
No.
Nope.
Wow, it was quick.
Nope.
Did you get the vaccine?
No, I did not. No.
I come down on the vaccine like if there comes a point in time where somebody is going to hold me down and force it in my arm, I suppose I'll take it. Until that point, I'm just kind of like
I want to
let everybody else take it first.
Yeah. Let's see how things are. If I was in a category where I was prone to get it, maybe I would consider. But right now, I'm just gonna kind of let's see what happens to the herd first.
Yep.
If they're okay a few months down the road, then we can.
If that microchip doesn't cause them any problems, then maybe I'll think about it.
But right now, I'm a wee bit skeptical.
Yeah, I'm just.
What are you skeptical about? Do you know?
No, well, when I see, some of the history that we have, like, the Tuskegee, where they were injecting African Americans and making them sterile, and what was happening recently with some of the migrants, like, there is a history of government entities injecting medicine into civilians with bad outcomes. And I'm not saying that is what is happening now. In my gut, and I don't know why I feel this way, I just do, I don't feel there's any malice in the vaccines that are out. I feel that these medical professionals truly believe that these vaccines are beneficial. And let's wait and see what happens. Sometimes medical professionals with the best of intentions, mistakes can happen.
Turning to Frankenstein.
Again, if I were, obese,
That happened to me a long time
if
ago.
I were elderly, if I had pre-existing conditions, I'd probably be like, lining up at the CVS or wherever. But I don't. I wash my hands. I do wear a mask. I have no problem wearing a mask. I'm up on all that stuff. So I'm just not in a hurry to get it. Not saying that I won't. Just saying I won't right now.
Yeah. That's pretty much where I come down on it. It's if you need it, if you're concerned, if you've got, if you're one of these folks that we have talked about shutting the entire world down to protect, yes, go get it. I'll get it, but I'll be last. That's my thing. Let everybody else get it. I'm not afraid to get it. If we've all taken it, we're all doomed to the same fate. Like, it is what it is. Who am I to be the outsider, I guess?
I'm pretty sure that my work at some point is going to make it mandatory.
Yeah, because you work at the hospital
'Cause I
a
work at
lot.
Shen's.
And you work with,
Yeah.
you're working in the nursing home and everything. Have you been...
They offer it to us
say
for
anything?
free.
Yeah.
But
Why didn't you get it?
I'm kind of skeptical myself.
Yeah.
Honestly. And I've been around COVID patients, haven't got COVID at all, and I don't think I will personally.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I could, but I just don't feel I will, and I'm not particularly scared of it.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm actually more skeptical of the vaccine itself than the actual disease
I
or
was
the virus. Personally,
I was sick really, really bad like 20 years ago. Maybe even 20 plus years ago. And I mean, it was one of those things where I thought I was dying. I was sick in bed for like a week or so. Ever since then, I've never had more than just like a down in the dumps, kind of, a stomach bug for a day or something like that. But never had any flus or anything like that since then. And I don't even know what the hell it was because I didn't go to a doctor or anything like that. I literally laid in a bed for 5 days while my family was on vacation and just sweated it out at like 16 years old. Luckily, it happened to me when I was a kid, because if it happened now, I'd be a whiny bitch about it. But
That's what I was going to say.
according to my wife, I'm sure. But I just gritted it out. And like I said, ever since then, never more than, a cough or, some minor discomfort here and there. So
The last time I got the flu is because I got the flu shot.
Right.
And I felt like I was going to die.
Yeah.
Like I had already accepted my fate.
So that's what I'm
I
saying.
had filled out my
That's
will.
weird.
My brother was going to get my Xbox.
You were going to give your brother your Xbox?
Yeah.
You dick.
Who else was I going to give it
Carl?
to? No. Carl does not get my Xbox.
Hear that, Carl?
No, that was going to Monkey.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Carl's listening like, fuck.
Carl's
So I don't have
not
to worry-
listening.
Carl's not going to
Carl's not listening, or I guarantee we would have heard from Carl at some point by now.
No, you wouldn't.
I don't know. I think we would have.
I don't think Carl would know how to turn on a podcast.
Oh.
He probably thinks that podcast is like some weird word in like Italian or something.
Podcaste.
Yeah, that's he wouldn't even know how to pronounce that.
The podcast.
I love how we start speaking like Mario and Luigi.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
Oh, the princess. The pizza. The pizza.
Cleaning the pipes.
What's scary though is that Carl's a lot bigger than me, so if he does end up listening to this,
Well, then you're our only defense. So I bet that's on you.
Yeah.
I'm actually really good at disappearing.
Oh, well, you better,
Believe it or
if he
not.
shows up, you better disappear with him.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the cool things about working at the hospital is that place is so freaking huge and it's been there for so long. I know some really good hiding spots
Yeah.
where I could live there. And nobody would ever even know I'm in there.
Prove it.
That would have been better.
I would love
than your
to.
$10 a
Should we
month
go on a field
situation.
trip?
See, that would have been worked out better than your $10 B&B.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah.
The hospital.
There's some
Guess I'm
really
ever-
cool
ever
places
in that
like
situation again.
in-
Matt's your guy.
if you get down in the basement, like
don't
underneath
give it
the
away.
hospital. And
Why are
like,
you
let
hanging
everybody
out in the
know.
basement of a hospital?
Matt, you should totally Airbnb the hospital.
Set up a
That's
cot.
a great idea. Genius.
Yeah. I mean, somebody will do it. You can market it. You can probably make some cash off that.
dude, I guarantee you, like, if UF and Shands were to actually just like do that, like just give like little spaces of the basement.
I think you're
onto
misunderstanding what Joe was saying. I
Yeah,
think Joe is saying, and this is a famous Joe Herschel quote that I actually just used yesterday, and I had somebody look at me very funny, where I said, "It is better to ask forgiveness than permission."
Oh yeah, I know that one. I'm very familiar
Said
with that
that yesterday at the Manatee Springs where my kid was diving. There was some.
Don't tell your kids that.
No. There was some lady walking by or something about that, and they're like, "Are you allowed to swim in there?" And I was like, "It's easier to ask forgiveness than permission." And she was like, "Oh, I don't know about that." You know, kind of thing.
Come here, let me toss you in.
Yeah,
Dude, I even found this one room that had all these like old filing cabinets in there, and I'm sitting there like looking through some of these files.
Yeah.
which I'm
I
probably
think
not
that's-
supposed
I
to.
think-
Yeah, you just admitted.
I don't think you're supposed to have made that admission.
But it was-
admission.
It was like death certificates from like the early 1900s.
Wow.
And I'm just like, holy shit! This stuff is just like nobody even knows this shit is here.
What were you
It's
doing?
just-
Going through filing cabinets from the early 1900s.
I think he's saying.
I was exploring.
Okay.
Yes.
Next week, Matt tries to find new employment.
Yeah.
Matt's the explorer.
Next week, Matt needs a lawyer.
Hey, I think you know a lawyer.
You know one.
Remy.
So Ty, we're about an hour and 30 into this thing. Some people have tuned out, I'm sure. You know,
Oh, I'm sure of that.
but what do you hope to get out of this all, like, long term? You in this politic thing for the long run?
Oh, yes,
you think you could?
Yeah.
What's the?
This is.
You
this
think you'll
is what I
stay
really
local
wanna do.
politics, or you're gonna keep fighting the good fight, get up there to the state level?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah?
I mean, my goal is to go senator, governor.
Hell yeah,
I don't know
man!
about president, but definitely governor would be
Governor Ty. Now, when you run for governor, though, you gotta promise you're gonna come back here, because like that'll be the shit.
Dude, Governor Tigh on the board.
He's gonna be like, no. Tell those guys I'm not taking their calls anymore.
Yeah, that would definitely be the goal. I hope to make a lot of change, and I want to bring back our American values, the Constitution. And I feel like our Constitution is getting a straight beat down right now.
Oh,
And that's what I really want to bring back and show people how important the Constitution is, and our Bill of Rights, especially. We're now in a time where people are, especially, I see like the Black Lives Matter group and these other kind of radical leftist groups just stomping on the Constitution. But there was a time in the past where these civil rights groups actually, they never stamped on the Constitution. They just said they wanted the freedoms that the Constitution offered.
Right.
But now it's like reverse, where it's like, no, the Constitution is a white supremacist document. We have to destroy it and rip it all up.
I don't think
I'm
people.
like, this is so ass backwards.
I don't think people
Yes.
understand just how catastrophic getting rid of this said racist document could really be.
But if you want to,
that document is what allows you to shit all over it.
Yeah, I was going to say,
You know?
if you want to see how important it is, go check out some of these countries who don't have a similar document. So we spent a lot of time talking to you. There's going to be people out here listening that resonate, right? And I know we're three of them, but for people out there who want to support you, what can they do? Are there sites they need to check out? Or how can someone listen is like, dude, I like what that guy has to say. I want to be a part of it. I want to see him succeed. What do they do?
Well, one, in terms of the court case, I think we definitely need to put serious pressure on City Hall.
Yeah.
And call them and tell them we need to get me in. Let me qualify.
Let Tigh qualify.
That's right. That's right. And follow my Twitter. That's at TIGHFREE. Support the channel. Support my YouTube channel. Gather space apostrophe round. And
again, we're going to make sure to link to all those. Whoops, shit. We're going to make sure to link to all that on the Porchville Pod site. So when people go to the website, porchvillepod.com, and they click on episode 60. Oh, man.
Don't tell me 69. Don't even tell me that.
363. Oh, I got to start planning for 69. I got to start planning that
You gotta
out.
start playing for 60. It is Valentine's
man.
Day.
It is Valentine's Day today. Which
Is it really?
It is, yeah.
Day.
Wow, I
Yeah,
did
you might
not
wanna-
do anything at all.
shame on you.
Well, in all fairness, neither did she.
I
so.
bought my daughter some chocolate and some headphones so she can tune out the rest of us for Valentine's Day, and I didn't get my wife anything because she doesn't want anything. She just wants me to make dinner later. So we're doing that. That's kind of our speed. If I go and buy her something for Valentine's Day, she'll go, "Why did you waste money on this?" That's her. You know.
I kind of feel the same, yeah.
Maybe I'll get Courtney a Twisted Tea.
There you go, and then just smack the shit out of her with it.
I was waiting for it.
Is that the goal?
But no, like she actually would
That sounds like a
appreciate it.
terrible idea.
If I brought her home a Twisted Tea, like she would be like, "Oh, thank you so much." But then I'm thinking about the video, and I'm just
Your
like,
Valentine's Day present is domestic violence.
So,
and a nice nap.
So here we are. You got 5 minutes. You got 2 minutes to just whatever you want to tell.
Well, is it 5 minutes or is it 2 minutes?
I don't know.
You got to make
however,
up
you
your
got
mind.
however long. Like,
5
let's just
Is
pretend.
it noon or is it 5?
Is it noon? You got it. So you got
Noon or 5.
you got a space of time. You want to just tell people, just regular, average, everyday folks, why they should have you as their representative for whatever office that may be, in now and in the future. What is it? What ideals? What values
Do I hope?
do you have that you want to let people know? This is why you want me supporting you wherever the office may take you, whether it's here, Tallahassee, Washington, wherever. Why do those people want to get behind you?
I think the people should be behind me because I see myself as a real representative of what our country should be. As I said before, when I was telling you guys about father and the fatherless child, I try to embody exactly what I think our society should be, and I want to bring back the fabric of our country, which is the Constitution. I'm for the people. A lot of these politicians say they're for the people, and when you see what their policies look like, they're definitely not. And I plan on exposing that big time. I won't tell you how. But
Hey, as long
I have a plan.
As long as you do, and that's the important thing is
Drain
a
small.
lot of people on who are sitting in our shoes. When people are running, they listen to people who say, "I want to do this. I want to support this, that, and the other thing." And then when they get there, they feel left behind. Because politicians get up there and then they turn into politicians. And so
you couldn't pay me enough to sell this country out.
That's
Because
awesome.
I know it's at the end of it. At the end of selling this country out, there won't be any freedom left for anybody.
yeah,
Even the ones with all the money.
wasn't it Reagan who said something like, this is there's nowhere else to go. Like if we lose what we have here, we lose the freedoms we have here, There's nowhere
else to
flee
go
to and go.
Exactly. I've
All
been telling.
right, let's go over here and start this over again. No, we've got to make sure that what
It
we
is
have
crucial.
here works.
It is absolutely crucial. I've been telling people that for a while. Like, if we lose freedom here, there's nowhere else.
Yep.
There's no one to fight anybody. Like when Germany was going through the Nazi Socialist Party, America helped them out.
Mm-hmm.
But if America falls, who's helping us?
Yeah,
There's nobody to help us.
nobody's coming.
The only other superpower is China.
And they're not going to help us.
There's other superpowers, but
I take it back. When you said who's coming, that might be who's coming. That would be Yes,
I don't
we'll
want
help
them-
you out.
yeah,
Sure.
exactly.
We're just gonna plant this flag here in Nebraska. It's okay, just the one. Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure Putin would step in and be like, "Oh, you want me to cover rent for a couple months?
Yeah.
I can help you out with that.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Exactly. So
What could go wrong? Next thing you know, we're all living in an Airbnb for $10 $10 a night with
actually, we're going to Shands,
with
right?
somebody's
Yeah.
dog.
I'm hanging out with Matt, looking at death certificates from 1908.
Well, Ty, this has been.
I know the good hiding spots.
This has been great, man. Thank you for coming.
Yeah,
Is there anything else you wanna let everybody of Porchville know before we call it a day and we start furiously getting this up so everybody can hear it?
Well, I just appreciate you guys having me on and being able to express my opinions with you guys. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Well, thanks for coming on
Yeah,
and telling
man.
your story and.
Yeah, you're a cool guy. Like, no matter what,
Yeah.
you should come back at some point and hang out.
Absolutely.
Like at night, maybe we get a few drinks and stuff. I don't know. You know?
Hey, it might happen. It might. We might. Have a few drinks. I don't know. That sounds like a good idea.
Squirrel comes up on that screen again. Throw a can at it.
Guys in the squirrel. Yeah, that'll happen.
I seriously thought you guys were staring at my head, like at the top of my head.
They were. It's just so massive too. You can't not stare at it.
You know, it's not every day somebody compliments my massive head.
I'm certain of that. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of the Porchville Podcast. PorchvillePod.com, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Make sure you go follow Ty on Twitter. Where is it again? Give me that name.
TIGHFRE.
Awesome. And like I said, we will link to that on the page. You can find that. Joe, Matt, thank you for being here.
Yeah, man.
As always, it's a good time. You got email, porchmail, porchvillepod.com, and make sure you subscribe and share it, and we'll see you next time. Much love to you. Bye-bye.
You push me into the deep. I'll never see you again. And as I fall to my knees, you are my friend. Well, I can't believe you lied. As our dreams are falling. Well, I can't believe you lied.
3 years ago, 4 years ago, something like that. We were in a band.